Everything that you'll ever do in your life and everything that you will become always starts with a habit. How do we form our habits? How do you think you form your habit? What is a habit? So, habits are formed almost 95% plus of the time, especially when you don't have an ecstatic desire. That's why ecstatic desire is so important, and I will continue to keep talking about ecstatic desires. It's having a deep purpose, because most people don't have that deep purpose, or it's a purpose that's been manufactured by a system or by others or by your surroundings. And this is the key here. Because 95% plus, your habits are formed by the people around you. Okay? And so if you're trying, for example, to get a six-pack, and no, I don't have a six-pack yet, I'm trying, but if you're trying to get a six-pack, for example, okay, and you're surrounded by your inner circle that's always drinking alcohol, always eating chocolate, always eating junk food. It's part of the social scene. It makes them feel good to do that. You're in that inner circle where you're constantly exposed to that. It's going to be very hard to break that habit of not eating that food. Because if you're trying to get a six-pack, that's exactly what you need to be avoiding. And if you're always associating in that type of environment, it's going to be very, very hard to form habits that will allow you to get a six-pack. Because the habits that we form, say, to get a six-pack, and let's assume that's our desire, the habits that we form, they are the obstacle, they are the problems that we need to overcome to get to our desire. It's the habits that we form, and you have to form those habits, and one way we do that is we change the circle around us. And as hard as that sounds, and as vicious as that might sound, is that the reason why we allow ourselves, you know what? You know who your most loyal person ever in the history of your life is? Your best version who's waiting for you. That's all you owe it to. Your very best version. And everyone in their subconscious mind knows who their best version is. Okay? He's waiting for you. But you want to be loyal to everyone. You want to be nice to everyone. You want to say yes to everyone. You don't want to break everyone's heart. You know, your friend's inviting you, he's eating junk food and he's having wine, and you want to make him feel good by having that as well. But you know what? Your best version, your best self is waiting for you, is upset, and you may never meet him or her because you can't break the habits. If you can't break the habits, you won't get to your destination. And unfortunately, what happens with a lot of people is they keep that desire really low. Let's assume your desire wanted to be a billionaire. Let's assume. And it's been proven. It's actually been proven. We've seen it. Data doesn't lie. There are so many self-made billionaires in the last 20, 30 years. Anybody, at any situation, any economic situation, I don't care if you're the poorest person in the world, because data shows it can happen, can become a self-made billionaire. If you put that image in your head, and I've studied the last 50 self-made billionaires in the last 25 years, and they all came from poor backgrounds, and some of them came from some of the worst backgrounds, but they had that self-image. They had the self-image of wanting to become a billionaire. And so they became that before they even became that. They started to feel like that before they actually felt like that. They started to imagine what it was like to be like. They started to imagine the conversations. And one thing that they didn't have, universally, they didn't have any doubt.